In the mix with DJ Rambo Rich.
Okay, so welcome to the What's That Music About podcast. I'm your host, DJ Rambo Rich. And in today's episode, we have a singer/rapper called Katrina. And I'm just going to get her to introduce herself, and then we'll start the rest of the episode. So first of all, thank you very much, Katrina, for giving us your time and agreeing to speak with us. And so if you'd just like to introduce yourself, tell us what your music is about and what sort of artist you are, and then we'll take it from there.
Perfect. So I am Katrina. That is my artist name. And I am a singer, rapper, songwriter, and I have been doing this on my own for a couple of years now, coming out of a girl group, and I have just properly started my solo mission. I have released a couple of songs from 2023 to 2024, but 2025 into 2026 is the year that the new era has started.
I love that you call it the new era. I like that. I like it sort of. I thought of that, what you say in the new era, it's like a full stop and a fresh start. So I love that.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
So I think we're good there. So we're going to move to the first round, which is mixtapes and memories. So 1 second, then we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is mixtapes and memories. And in mixtapes and memories, we talk about past memories of music and where it all started for you with music. So to start that off, what's your first memory of music? Like, what's the earliest memory you can think of that's where I was like really starting to get into music and stuff? So what's the first memory of music?
So when I was in school, I was always in all of the productions, and it actually started for me when I was about 6. I was in primary school. I got quite a good role in the show. It was quite a funny role, and when the audience laughed at me, and it wasn't laugh at me as in like she's really bad, get her off the stage, they were laughing at me as in because my character was funny and I portrayed it well. And I know that was acting completely aside from what I'm doing now, but I remember being on stage and feeling so euphoric, and I was like, that reaction, how can a reaction like that get to a child of such a young age? So then obviously I was into my music from what my mum and dad and my family had introduced me. And then I remember my first concert was Girls Aloud, and that's where I started from wanting to be in a girl group, really. And I was 11 years old, seeing Girls Aloud, and I was silent. And my mum and dad were like, why are you not excited? You've wanted to see this band, you've done well in your SATs, getting into high school. This is our treat. Why are you not enjoying the show? And because I was so young, I just couldn't explain to my mum and dad the feeling I had of bitterness and jealousy of wanting to be like Cheryl or Nadine on the stage. And from there, I was like, there's no plan B for me. And I've kind of always said that. And it was a case of, I need to follow this through. I need to get all my education done. I was always a good girl in school. Had to do my work and play later. And then I remember going to high school and doing music, drama and dance as a GCSE. And then I took it on to performing arts and musical theatre like yourself into college. And then I never wanted to go to university and things like that. It was always a case of audition for girl groups, and I kind of went down that route. And the rest is history, really.
That's great. So in terms of, like, because you talk about when you were younger there, so what's the first piece of music you remember buying?
The first record buying?
Yeah, like you say you got some money for Christmas and you're like, oh, I want to buy my first bit of music. What did you go and buy? Because I was like interested to feel like what was the first things people bought. For me, just to give you an example here, it was cassette tapes, because I'm just an old man, and it was Seal. It was a Batman theme tune. It was Seal, A Kiss from a Rose, which is a classic song. And then it was the soundtrack to The Lion King on cassette tape. So
I love
that's just, I know, it's great. I used to listen to it in the car. There was a tape deck in the car, and it had the Circle of Life on it, and then put Seal in, A Kiss from a Rose. And I used to know the words all off by heart. Probably still do, to be honest with you. But yeah, so what was your first memory of like buying music?
Oh, this might not sound like something that I would, because of obviously my pop and rap roots, but it was actually James Blunt, and anything to do with like the Girls Aloud early era, because obviously that was my first concert, that's where it stemmed from. But with James Blunt and all the Girls Aloud CDs, it sounds so bad, but my mum and dad used to get them like done like illegally on a computer and downloaded and put them in this little sleeve with like the paper album cover in. And yeah, James Blunt blasted music all over my bedroom when I was young, so I'd say it was that.
Would it be his first album?
It's the one, You're Beautiful and all that was on it.
Yeah,
Very
Back
early
to
days.
Bedroom, back to Bedlam.
Yes,
Yeah. In
that's the
fact,
one.
I think. Look out! Hang on a second. Where is it? Here it is. I found it. I'm such an old man. I have CDs.
Wow.
That one.
Oh
He recently released. It's the 20. Can you believe it? 20 years.
no, stop it! I'm not doing it.
20 years.
Mm,
I must have been about 22 ish
yeah.
around and that. My God. But yeah, he re-released it, and it's on the back of it. It's got 2 discs, and it's got like the demo versions of it, and like extra songs that he didn't put on the album. So
Mm,
I feel like it's product placement here, but no,
yeah.
I genuinely I like that album. So I love that you mentioned that. Moving on. So what was the first experience of performing music for you? I think you might have touched on this a little bit, but I want to just clarify it. So what was the first time you performed music and thought, I could actually do this. This is something I really want to pursue.
Well, it's from that audience reaction, like I said before, when I was on stage and I was 6, I was like, I love performing. And I know that was acting in a primary school production, but that's when it really started for me. And then I just never stopped that love of being on stage. I used to have a High School Musical microphone and I used to sing up and down the street and my neighbours would get sick of me. I generally thought that I was Ashley Tisdale playing Sharpay Evans. Yeah, it kind of started from there, and then doing all the talent shows in school, and I'd always volunteer to perform at all the open days at high school, and then it really started for me when I obviously was at college, and I was waking up every day for 3 years at college, going in every day, Monday to Friday, doing what I
Yeah.
loved, singing, dancing, acting, and yeah, it was just amazing.
Great. So, final question of this round. So what was the first gig you went to, or concert, or music event? What was the first one when I asked that question that comes to mind?
It was Girls Aloud, like I said, before Girls Aloud was my first concert, the first big one I went to, because it was at Liverpool Echo Arena, which is now the M&S Bank Arena,
Yeah.
where I will be performing one day.
Definitely, I definitely
Yeah,
see that. Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
love
that
that.
was one of them, and then I kept going to see girl bands live. I've seen Fifth Harmony live. I've seen the Saturdays. I've seen Little Mix a couple of times. I've seen quite a few other artists. Yeah, I love going to concerts really. But yeah, I've seen hundreds of artists, and every single time I'm blown away by how amazing it is what they get to do in the show that they put on.
Cool. So yeah, I think that's good. I think what we're going to do now is move to the next round, which is on repeat. So 1 second, and we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is on repeat, and then on repeat we'll talk about what you're currently doing now with your music. To start that off, so what would you say on a daily basis is your biggest challenge with music?
I think the hardest challenge I'm facing at the moment is marketing myself well. I think social media plays a huge part in people's success in the music industry these days. So without that following, you're limited to opportunity, and it's all about the numbers. It's a numbers game where once of a day you would see talent and a record label would develop that talent, and then they would build on the figures if they knew somebody had something about them, and that's not how the industry is anymore. So it's kind of hard
Yeah.
because you can have talented people who have like 3 followers and it's wasted talent, but then you can have people who have 20,000 followers who aren't even wanting to do a career in music, but they've got the following, so then opportunities would be more open to them. So that's what I struggle with, because I know I've got what it takes to be successful, but I'm not necessarily good at channeling it and marketing it in the right way.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason I started the podcast, because I did see Spotify, whatever platform it might be with music, all these really talented people, but like I wanted to sort of like highlight all these super talented people that wouldn't not normally get the recognition. It's not the right words, but you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Give them a platform to have an hour to just showcase who they are as an artist, what their music's about, and
Mhm.
then hopefully something comes from that. And I've already had people that have like seen someone that's a guest and then they end up collaborating with them because they were a guest on the podcast. So that's my aim with this. But I totally get what you say about like it's not geared towards like growing artists and development. It's more about they want the finished article.
Yes.
And they want to just hitch their wagon to that essentially. So what are you currently working on? That's a good question.
So there's more music to come. The main focus at the moment is the music video for Damage Done is out this weekend. So I'm excited about that. There is another single coming in August, which I will be sharing later on the line. And it's just getting the music out there, promoting the single, and just kind of showing this new era that I touched upon before, which is happening this year into next year.
Right, cool. So what I would say to you also is, so in your average day, what does daily success look like? I mean, like, because I feel like most people I speak to on the podcast, they're really, really, really busy with a lot of different aspects of music to do. So what would you say daily success looks like for you?
In terms of where I want to be?
Yeah.
I want to do music full time. I want to wake up and not think that I'm going to work, because for me, music is not working. It is just a part of who I am. As cringy as that sounds, I'm really not a cringy person. I want to be performing. I want to be meeting people. I want to be collaborating, just writing and just promoting. And the goal is performing on obviously bigger platforms and do the festivals and do the stages and have a tour. No matter what scale it is, I just want to perform my music.
Definitely. So I think we've covered everything we need to cover there. So the next round is discography. So we're going to move over to that. So 1 second and we'll be back. Okay, so this is discography where we talk about your music. So to start that off, so currently you've got the song Damage Done out. And so how did that song come about?
So my lyrics are usually based on experiences and feelings that I have myself, because I am very unapologetically myself, so I want to make sure I'm keeping in alignment with that. So I went through an experience at the start of the year, and it just made me want to write on that experience, but I generalized it because what I want is for people to listen to the song and think, how that was written about me and my life. When it touches someone that personally, that's the kind of effect you want in your music, in your lyrics. So I went through an emotion and I just got it down, because writing music is like therapy. And then I just kept writing, and then the song came into fruition, and now she's out for everyone else to listen, and that's kind of how it started.
Cool. So I was looking for your discography on Apple Music. And I've wrote some notes here. I always do a bit of research about the guests because I like to know what they're about. So there's some songs here that I quite like. So I'm going to mention about these. So I quite liked Live Without Me.
Yeah.
I've quite liked Deserve My Love, and I've wrote the words Love This next to it. But one I was really quite impressed with was Remember the Times. Because I liked how it was very different to like the rest of your music, and I felt like it showed like more of a emotional sort of raw, sort of softer side, which was a nice twist, if you catch my gist. I don't know what you think, but no, I really thought that was a good sort of like, especially Remember the Time, because I felt like it showed a different side to your voice, and your music writing at the same time. So that's what I think. So is there anything you can say about Remember the Time? Like, how did that come to be?
No, of course. So with Remember the Times, that was written quite a few years ago, actually. That was based off an experience I was going through with somebody years ago, and it took, for this particular person, it took years and years and years of healing from this experience. So that was written probably in 2020, I wrote that song. And I wasn't going to put it on the EP. So obviously I released the EP, The Truth of It, back in September, where there's 12 tracks. And Remember the Times is the bonus added track. And that is because I wasn't going to put it on there because I didn't want to showcase vulnerability. I didn't want to be seen as as like Adele's style of music, where she is fantastic at the ballads and the emotion and really grips you. That wasn't me as an artist, but I thought she had a place. She needed to close off the EP. She had a space. She was a really personal song to me, and I've had an overwhelming response on that song, surprisingly. But yeah, it's not the genre of music I'm going down, but I'm glad she's out, and she is a special song. But I do agree, vocally she is different from the rest. But yeah, she's there. But I'm glad you like her. I'm glad you like her.
So, which do you prefer more? Do you prefer the performing or the writing of the music? Do you see it not as two things? Do you see it as like a continuance of the other?
Well, you're writing to perform. You don't want to just write the music and leave it unheard, and you don't want to perform stuff that you're not connected to. So I think for me, the exciting part and the best part is the whole process. So writing, and then the production and the recording and the adjusting it and seeing the original demo vocals right through to the mastering, right through to listening to it and blasting it in a car to then putting it on stage. And yeah, it's surreal. Like even filming the Damage Done music video and obviously hearing it back and having my incredible dancers with me, and it was just mad hearing it, like knowing that I sat there on my own, vulnerable, and writing that song to it then being supported by people. And I've had an incredible response on the song, and I wouldn't choose one over the other. I think they're all equally important. The whole thing is one big cycle, and they're all in their own lane in the right way.
Cool. So what out of your tracks? What are your sort of favorite tracks that you've wrote? Like, if you had to like pick three, which three would you pick?
Okay, that's a good question, because I love ranking things, like listing things and ranking things is my favourite, and I've gone through the Truth of It EP so many times. My absolute number one song, other than Damage Done, because it's a complete different era, it's a new chapter, and she is now my current baby. She's like just been birthed. But from the EP, I would say Blame It On Us, and
Right.
maybe Over as well.
Cool. Let's see. Okay, so I think what we're going to do now is going to move to the last round, which is Dream Big, where we talk about future aspirations. So 1 second, then we'll be back with that. Okay, so this is Dream Big, and in Dream Big, we talk about your future aspirations in music. So to start it off, so what's your biggest ambition for your music? When people look back at your like music, what do you want people to feel or to think, or what do you want them to get a sense of?
I want people to feel, after seeing me or thinking of me or relating to me or listening to my music, the same way I feel when I leave a concert of someone. When you leave a concert, you feel uplifted, you feel euphoric. I mean, you've probably seen it when you leave an arena, or you leave like an O2 Academy or something like that. Atmosphere and everyone leaving, the energy is magnetic. So I want people to feel confident. I want everything to be inclusive. I want my show, I want children there right through to middle-aged women, men, anybody. Music is for everybody. It's one thing that connects us all. I want people to feel uplifted, confident, unapologetically themselves, knowing that they're not on their own, and kind of like that relatability, because I think I'm quite a relatable person. And yeah, I'd love to perform my music all over the UK. I mean, if it goes further than the UK, then great. I'm obviously not going to say no. That's brilliant. But the UK is. I'm very proud to be British.
Same here, I would say. Like, I love being British. Like I say, yeah. It's funny. I don't know if you've been to London much, but like being a northerner in London is like the best thing, I think, sometimes.
No, it is.
Because like you go down there and they think you're being nice. You're just being a northerner. It's not like we're not pulling out the red carpet for people. It's just
we're
literally
just polite.
Exactly. That's how you're raised up here. In terms of music, who are the dream artists to collaborate with? Because this is a hard question, I know. But who would be the dream artist to collaborate with?
I've got to think logically, because who my absolute favourite artists are doesn't necessarily mean they would fit on a song with me. So my favourite artists, and who would sound good on the kind of avenue I'm going down with my music could differ. So H, the rapper from Manchester, I would love to get him on a track. There's so many people I'd love, like Doja Cat or Ice Spice or Ray. Just loads of people. Like Nicki Minaj is the absolute dream, but little old me with Nicki Minaj, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Jade or Kesha. All these Sabrina Carpenter, wow, she's killing it at the minute. Charlie XCX, please. There's so many, we could be here all night. There's so
I know,
many
and
incredible women in the industry.
I think also like with me, it changes depending on what I'm listening to. Like throughout the week, like you suddenly like find something new, or you listen to something that you've listened to for not a long time, and you're like, oh my god, I forgot about this. Yeah, that person would be great. And so yeah, you're right. We could be here forever. So moving on to the next question. So in terms of like festivals and concerts to play at, what are the like headline ones that you would want to do in the future?
The Brit Awards and the Capital Summertime Ball are the absolute must. They are the goals. I'll just go with them too because I don't want to go into too many because again we could be here forever because I want to perform everywhere. But yeah, I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go with. I'd love to do is it a British Summertime? The BST Hyde Park. Sabrina Carpenter has just done them.
Right. Yeah.
I would love to do that, but no. Capital Summertime Ball and the Brit Awards is the absolute icing on the cake for me.
I always like it at the Brit Awards where they do like sometimes they do like they get two acts together and then they'll do like a mashup.
Montage. Yes.
Yeah, a mashup. Like I remember the one I remember the most was it was Florence and the Machines and Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah.
And they did I'm totally forgetting her song now. Sometimes I feel like I could put my hands up in the air. I can't remember the name of the song now. I'm embarrassed.
I know which one you mean.
Yeah, and then they've got Dizzy Rascal in there, and it just worked. And I remember, like, that night I bought the recording of it, like, for 99 pence on Apple Music, because I just couldn't. I loved the like the mashup they'd done so much that I had to have it straight away. So,
yeah,
I love that. I love that. Are there any other like aspirations that you think like one day that'd be good? Like for me, I'd love to write a James Bond like theme, but like in a dance form, like dance music. That's my personal thing. But is there any sort of things you think one day it'd be great to do this with music?
Oh, apart from performing, I would love to be like a judge or a coach on like a TV show. I would love to write for other artists. I would love to this is out of music, but I'd love to do like my own beauty and skincare line, that go into fashion. I just want to branch off into everything. And I know you can't bite off more than you can chew, but yeah, music's the main goal. But that's Rihanna. Like obviously there's Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, that they've all and Selena Gomez with Rare Beauty, they've all kind of branched off and done that alongside music. But yeah, I'd love to do things like that. The world is open to anything, isn't it?
So it's been really great speaking with you, Katrina, about your music. So what platforms are you on? Where can people find your music and your content?
So right now I am on Instagram and TikTok, and my username is at Katrina Marie Howson, and you can stream all of my music on all major streaming platforms.
Perfect. And is there any like gigs coming up from September? Do you have any gigs planned from September?
There might be some things in the pipeline, but I'm not too sure if I want to discuss yet. But no, I'm definitely reaching out, branching out, networking, doing everything I can. There should be a couple of songs out maybe by then. We'll see. And maybe a few good covers up my sleeve. But yeah, I don't want to say too much yet. Don't want to get people too excited, of course. But yeah, people need to stay tuned on the social media to find out what's going on in the world of Katrina.
I love that. Yeah, I just want to say thanks so much for agreeing to come on the podcast. I really appreciate you giving me your time. And if you've got any like content, like new songs, everything, just send us a message and we'll post it for everybody so they can all have another platform to see what you're up to and
Yes.
what's happening with you. And I just want to thank you for your time.
No, thank
really
you.
great speaking with you. And we'll sign off there. And keep us updated.
No, perfect. Thank you so much.
Have a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
In the mix with DJ Rambo Rich.